Today I'll be talking about the ideal training schedule for runners over 60. Please like and subscribe if you find this video helpful. Thanks. When I call a running schedule ideal, of course I have realism in mind, not some idealistic running schedule that is not achievable. I'll share with you today my schedule, how I'm building up to it. I'm not there yet. I think it's something that's realistic, something that will keep me in good shape. Of course, when I mention ideal training schedules for runners, I need to emphasize that you should do this schedule in pencil. Be willing to adapt, be willing to change on the fly. If you wake up one day and you're ready to go for your run and you have a fresh niggle or a little minor ache or a minor pain, then listen to your body. Make a wise decision about whether you should even be out there running today. Maybe this is the day that you should take off. Be willing to break from the schedule and take a day or two off. You really won't lose any conditioning by taking 1 or 2 or even 3 unplanned days off. So taking a few days off, not gaining fitness during those couple of days off, that's much better than getting injured and having to take 2 or more weeks off, where you actually will lose some fitness. So listen to your body, make good, wise decisions that you're willing to adapt, write your schedule out in pencil so that you can make changes as needed. My hope is to inspire you to create your own ideal running schedule if you haven't already. We're all individuals, especially those of us that are 60 or older. I tend to be very injury prone, and so that's why I'm only running 3 days a week and low mileage at that. So you may be a bit more hardy than me. You may be able to tolerate physical stress better, and perhaps you're the type of runner that does not get injured easily. So if that's the case, then perhaps you could run, 4, maybe even 5 times per week. It's hard to say, but Jeff Galloway does recommend for runners 60 and older that 3 runs per week is kind of the sweet spot. For those of us that are injury prone, I think that's a good place to be. So my goal is to reach 3 days of running per week. That running will include basically 5-mile runs. So I'll run 5 miles 3 days a week. So I've concluded that 5-mile runs are, at this point, are about the max for me to handle. I probably won't increase my mileage from there, but hey, never say never. I will be incorporating the 80-20 rule of thumb, which means 80% easy aerobic running and 20% hard running. In my case, this 80-20 rule will result in 1 hard day a week. So 3 days of running and then 2 days of cross training on the days that I'm not running. And that cross training for me involves indoor stationary cycling for about 30 to 45 minutes per session. For me, 1 hard day of running is about 20%. Why? Because I'm essentially doing cardio 5 days a week. 3 days a week are include running. 2 days a week include cycling. Now, I prefer indoor stationary cycling for reasons that I've stated in previous videos. I just got through taking 14 days off from running, and today was my first day back. I did a 6-minute run, walk, run with a very low ratio. I only ran for 10 seconds and walked for 50 seconds. I've mentioned before that I have a ongoing problem with my calf muscles. They strain very easily, and so I just decided to wipe the slate clean and give them a complete rest for 14 days. Of course, that 14 days off did involve cross training. I was cycling twice a week, 30 minutes a shot, and I have been walking as well. It's not like I've lost my fitness completely, but on the other hand, yes, there has been a loss of fitness. I'm having to exercise a lot of patience right now because I don't expect to reach my training goal, this ideal training week, until late October. I've just began a very slow buildup of run, walk, running, and I only did 6 minutes of run, walk, running today. And from there, from now through the rest of September and through most of October, it's going to be a slow buildup until I finally get to 5-mile runs 3 days a week. I mentioned this slow buildup because it's something that I recommend for all runners that are either starting out in running for the first time or perhaps coming back from an injury. And so you've had some time off, and so you're kind of starting from ground zero, so to speak. Don't jump right into hard training. That's a sure recipe for injury. So start off very slow and gradual and give yourself at least 2 months to arrive at your goal schedule. All right, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.